Maximizing your impact. Learn how the lab profile's capabilities boost your organization's success. I'm Roger Bailey. I created the lab profile. I'm here today to tell you what the lab profile is, what it does for you, and how you can use it to improve the performance and motivation of each person in your organization. Here are some of the organizations which have benefited from the lab profile. They've all used the lab profile to understand how their employees, clients, or markets function so that they can modify what they do to improve productivity, profitability, or customer satisfaction. The lab profile is a way of recognizing, understanding, and utilizing a person's performance capabilities, limitations, and inherent motivation triggers to achieve your organization's outcomes. It is a management resource based in linguistics, which reveals what a person can do and cannot do, as well as how to motivate and influence that person. It identifies 54 precise work-related capabilities across 17 categories of performance. Let me explain more about that. Managers use the lab profile to understand what each person can do and cannot do based on how they answer the profile's questions. For instance, does a person easily follow procedures, resist procedures, or do they make procedures? And for instance, does a person focus on details or on the big picture? The lab profile highlights these two capabilities, options or procedures, and details or big picture, in addition to 15 other sets of capabilities, which describe how every person operates. There are two ways managers use the lab profile to motivate and influence people. One of them is simply a lab profile question which gets people to reveal their generic motivation keyword. The other is by identifying all of the person's inherent performance traits across all of the 17 scales of the lab profile, and then using the inherent motivation language of this particular person's traits to motivate and influence that person. When managers learn the lab profile, they learn all of the possible performance capabilities a person could have. They also learn how to understand what performance capabilities each task in their organization requires. And they also learn how to recognize if a person has the capabilities required for performance of a particular task in their organization. So they will know if an employee or an applicant can properly perform that task or not. So if a task requires big picture thinking and the creation of procedures, which is required for proper performance of that responsibility, the manager needs to put a person in charge of that task who has those capabilities. But if a task requires detailed thinking and precise performance of existing procedures, then that same person could not perform that task properly because they would change procedures instead of following them. The lab profile is a lifelong, profound management tool which every manager can use to improve performance of every worker in and every supplier to their organization. They will know what each person can do and cannot do, as well as how to motivate and influence them, which even includes motivating and influencing their own bosses and suppliers. Let me tell you a little about how the lab profile works. When you learn the lab profile interview, you learn a set of precise questions to ask a person. How they answer each question gives you information about how their brain works, so you will know what that person can do and cannot do. With each answer, you also learn more about how to motivate and influence that person. When you finish a person's interview, you will know what this person can do, cannot do, and how to influence and motivate them. If you want to boost your performance and your team's performance for the rest of your career, the Lab Profile is a self-study online training program teaching you skills which will increase your capabilities with every lesson and which will benefit your whole career. Check out the description of this video to find out more about it and how to enroll in the Lab Profile training program. And maybe there is even a discount coupon you can use to save you some money right now.